Hey, what's up guys? Chad here from Wash Wizard Powerwashing, Jacksonville, Florida. And today we got a little house wash and driveway cleaning. Yeah, I've been busy lately, just doing a lot of roof washes and house washes. People coming out of the woodworks. It's interesting. But let me check this out. So this is what we're looking at today. All right. So let me show you something. You see all these white stains here? Okay. Now, those ain't coming out. Not with a regular pressure washing on a driveway, all right? Those stains are, in my opinion, what I'm pretty sure is some kind of mineral coming out of the concrete, like some kind of efflorescence, right? So that's basically, you know, the minerals that are in the concrete over time, sometimes they start rising to the surface, and I can't even tell you why it happens. You know, a lot of it has to do with hydrostatic pressure under the ground. I've read all kinds of different reasons why you'll start to see mineral deposits coming out of like pavers or driveways, retaining walls, you know, and it usually has something to do with, you know, pressure, water pressure from underneath or behind, pushing, you know, any of the minerals from the waters through the cement. That's my understanding. I would love to hear yours. If you know more than I would love to know more about it. I've read a sufficient amount and I'm still not quite sure why it happens, but I'm pretty sure that that's what this is. You could actually see it looks like a film right on top, and the way to get rid of those stains, and these people aren't looking to do it, is with different types of acids. I'll get into that in a different video, but oxalic acid and muriatic acid are two acids that are typically used to remove this kind of staining. But you got to be careful with those. There's different strengths to use them at, and you always want to do your test spots. Anytime you're using a chemical on any surface, always do a test spot that's inconspicuous, just to see what kind of reaction you're going to have, because none of us are scientists here, and a lot of it's trial and error, and you don't want to trial and error on somebody's driveway and make a mess out of it, right? So do little spots. So let's take a look at the house wash here. You can see all the growth coming down the fascias, underneath the soffits. This is brick, and it really looks pretty good, to be honest. You know, we got some mud wasp nests. They'll come off. But basically, pretty nice. Not too bad. You know, pretty much just the soffits and the fascias that are pretty messy. Let's see what the back looks like. All right. So here we're gonna clean this up real nice. All this vinyl siding, that's gonna look spectacular when we're done. One thing about vinyl siding, like I tell you all the time, it don't take much to clean it. So just looking at the condition, well, here we got a little algae growth. We're gonna get that knocked out. You can see some of it down there on the sill plate. But for most intended purposes, it looks pretty okay. The stack. You know, so my take is this on house washes. You know, a lot of the times, and once again, I don't know how you do yours, but you know, when I take an estimate, a lot of the times I'll ask them what kind of house it is, just to get a sense. But a lot of the times you don't really know the exacts until you get here and look at it, and I don't do that in an estimate. I will not go out and do estimates in person anymore. It's a waste of time, in my opinion. I can't tell you how many times I've gone and done estimates for people, drive 20 minutes each way, and you know, another 20 minutes talking to them, and then you never hear from them again. It's just a total waste of time. So I give people estimates right over the phone. I tell them certain things could change the pricing slightly, and that's the end of it. If I see something that is gonna take a lot of extra work, you know, I will definitely take it up with them before I do the job and say, hey, look, you know, this is not included in a, you know, like for instance, for all I knew, I could have came here with a brick house and I could have had heavy buildup for one reason or another. On this house, we don't have it, not a problem, but sometimes you could, you know, depending on circumstances, you can come see a brick house and it could be heavy buildup where you're not going to be able to downstream it. You're going to have to soft wash it, and you might even have to hit it 2 or 3 times, because brick and stucco are two, you know, substrates that are pretty hard to clean when they get really dirty. All right, you know, so you're going to want to take that into account. So, but for this one, this is just real quick, real easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up my hoses. So when I'm walking around the house, here's another quick little pointer. Always look at the windows. You know, you ask people all the time, you say, oh, you know, make sure all your windows are closed. I can't tell you how many times I've walked around a house and the windows were open. So, you know, you don't want to be on the other side of that conversation. So I'm going to hook up my my water supply line. I'm going to pull out high pressure line. First thing I'm going to do here to save time is I'm going to blow off all the leaves out of here. I'm going to move all this stuff because I want to clean all that for them as well, even though it's not included in the price. But I like to throw in some stuff here and there always. So we're going to blow all these leaves off the driveway. And then what I'm going to first do, in an effort to save time, is I'm going to pre-treat this driveway, and I'm just going to let that SH sit up on here. I actually have a bucket that I made, and I'll show it to you. It's awesome, and I'm going to use that to pre-treat this because I want to hit it with like a higher percentage, but I don't feel like, you know, pulling out my soft wash system and going and cleaning it after I'm done. That's just a whole lot of work. But I do have a bucket system that I made that is just awesome, and you can make it to yourself. I'll do a video on it. Real simple to make, only costs about 150 bucks in material. Let me grab it real quick and show it to you. So it's 25 feet of hose, Flexzilla 3/8. We got 100 PSI pump. It's about 1 gallon a minute, and it's a demand pump, so works the same as your soft wash pump. As you use pressure, it refills that same amount of pressure, so it tries to keep it at about 100 PSI. And this accepts a Milwaukee battery because I have all Milwaukee tools, so it's really convenient. I just slide a battery on there. I could put whatever mixture I want in here. I typically use this bucket for sealing, like paver sealing, but it's also great for stuff like this where you want to shoot, say, a 4% on here, but you don't want to dirty up your whole soft wash system to do it. It's much easier to clean this out than the soft wash, you know, where you have, you know, I don't want to have to clean out my pump and all this 260 feet of hose and the proportioning valves, you know. So that's a really great little asset to have. I'm going to pull everything out and get started. All right, guys, so we got that Florida rain, right? Sunny and still raining. So can't let that stop us though. So what this is right here, that's a 50-50 mix. What I did is I always keep a straight, that's a straight 7-gallon jug of SH. And what I do is use that to do, like, you know, little mixes. So I threw some straight SH in here, 12.5%. I threw in about just as much water, so it's a 1-to-1. And that can give me about a 6% mix, which is super nuclear. So be very careful when you're spraying this to pre-treat a driveway that you're not hitting the grass. And if you're gonna hit the grass, make sure you thoroughly rinse it first, so you don't kill it. But what we're gonna do is when we're spraying this, you'll see I try to stay away from the edges as much as possible. All right, so I'm gonna throw my lid on here and get to spraying. I'm gonna throw you on the tripod, you can check it out. All right, so that little gadget right there puts out about a gallon a minute. So you got to try to take into account, you know, how much you're going to need. It takes a little bit of practice. I probably could have put in just a little bit more solution. I think I'm going to run out before I get this fully sprayed, but we'll see. And here's something to remember. You know, when you're spraying SH, don't get it on those metal surfaces. You'll more than, especially at this kind of percentage, you'll more than likely flash oxidize something like that, you know, if you don't rinse it off and really get it rinsed off before it flashes off. But it works fantastic for this, for a lot of other things too, you know, sealing pavers. It's absolutely a game changer. So I'm gonna finish post-treating this, and then we're gonna get on to the house wash. Let that SH just sit on here and kill as much stuff as possible, and then at the end of the house wash we'll come back and hit this driveway. All right, guys, that was the rinse. I just changed to a larger orifice, so now it's going to start pulling SH, and I'm going to start shooting it with some SH. Keep in mind, it takes a few seconds to get the SH to start coming out. On my particular setup, it usually takes about 10 seconds. Now I can smell the SH, so I know I'm shooting. All right, so that's that side shot with SH. I'm gonna give it maybe 3-4 more minutes. I'm gonna rinse it. Right now, the sun is beating directly on it, so that means it's really heating up those windows, and I don't want those windows to evaporate. I don't want the SH to dry on those windows. It'll streak them terribly. So what we're gonna do is give it 3 minutes or so, and then we're going to start rinsing them down and get that SH off, and it should be pretty good. I mean, I already see, let me just give you a quick little tour real fast, and you could already see how much it's just cleaning up those soffits and that fascia. And you see all the vinyl up there is perfectly clean already. All right, so what you don't want to do is let those windows dry up on you. But you see how fast 1% really cleans up. Once I'm rinsed these, they'll pretty much be perfect. So 1% really does a good job. Sometimes you might have to hit it once or twice, but I think if I just let this dwell just a few more minutes, it should be really good. All right. I'm gonna start hitting that rinse. So right now, same thing. You gotta give it a couple seconds to get all that essence out of the lines. So on my machine, once again, it usually takes about 10-15 seconds. And what I'll do is run my hand through it. That's all fresh water now. That's just fresh water, so here we go with the rinse. All right, guys, here's a before shot, before a house wash. You can see the vinyl is a mess. You can see up in the soffits, they're filthy. All right, guys, so we got two sides done on this house wash. Let's just take a look. I'm going to show you the soffits and the fascias. Brick pretty much looks the same. It was in pretty decent shape. Windows look real nice and clean though. All right. Definitely got a big change there. I don't know if you remember how that stack looked, but nice and clean now. Clean windows, no streaks. Those are just some stains that I'm gonna hit with a little bit of misting one more time, and that'll come right off. It's not actually stains, it's just, you know, the dirt that's on the roof is just still running off, and it's, you know, leaving that kind of mark. But I would just mist that down and knock those right off. Nice. Back, all nice and clean. See, we took all the staining out. Got all the mold and algae off there. Nice clean soffits and fascias. Clean windows. Brick's just drying up. But big difference. After a house wash, this is your result. Nice and clean. All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing to the other two sides, and then we're gonna hit the driveway. So I'll see you on the driveway. So here's something I want to show you about old concrete. And when you leave growth, algae, mold, mildew on concrete for long periods of time. So let me show you this. Now I already treated this whole slab with SH. So it's already eaten up a lot of the organic growth on here, okay? But let me show you what happens when you leave organic growth on concrete for too long. You see these green spots? See all these dark spots? Those are in there. That's not going to come off with just pressure washing. Let me show you something. This is about 3,200 PSI right here. And actually it's probably more, about 3,000 right now. So watch what's happening. Now, you'll see when I hit this, it comes right off. Watch when I hit these areas. Okay, this is what happens when you leave it on for too long and you don't take care of your concrete. See, that comes right off. Okay, watch this. See that? That's so deep into the concrete that no matter what I do, it's not coming out. When you leave your concrete for too long, the only way to get that out, now I could hit that with certain types of acids that would lighten it up tremendously, which is not included in just a typical cleaning. All right, that's an upcharge, and it's billed out by the square foot. So my point is this: yes, we can get that out mostly, all right, but it would cost a lot more. And if you just do regular cleanings every 2-3 years, you know, you won't end up with that. What happens is that develops after decade, you know, 10, 5, 8 years, just depends on the surrounding areas, how much, you know, mold and mildew and, you know, all that, you know, how subjective it is, humidity, all kinds of things. But by leaving it on there, it gives it more time to suck in deeper and deeper into the pores of the concrete, which makes it harder and harder to get out. So sometimes when you get you get your driveway done and you don't think it's as clean as you think it should be, it really has nothing to do with what the person is doing. If they're reputable, you know, if they're doing the right job, you know, if they're pre-treating, surface cleaning with the proper tips and proper pressure, and then post-treating your concrete, and they still have dark spots, that has nothing to do with their techniques or what they're doing. That has to do with the fact that you left the dirt and mold on there for so long that it got so deep into the pores that really at that point there's not a whole lot else that can be done. Like I said, it can be treated with certain types of acids, but very costly, and you know, something you would want to avoid. So that's just a little FYI. All right guys, here we are. We're all finished up with this house wash. We did the driveway cleaning, so let's just take one last look. So we got nice white soffits, clean fascias, windows, no streaking, although we do have a lizard stuck in there. Yeah. He'll figure out how to get out. He's a Florida lizard. They get stuck in there all day. Pretty nice. We got that back pad cleaned up as best we could, right? Can't get some of that deep stuff. You know, some of that deep stuff never comes out. You can try hitting it with some different acids, but at the end of the day, pretty nice. Looks good. Nice and clean. All right. Always, when you're using SH around any kind of air conditioning, electrical outlets, make sure you always rinse them really, really well. Don't let that SH sit on that unit. You know, get it off as quick as possible. Nice clean chimney stack. Looks good. All right. And last but not least, you know, we did the driveway. Once again, you have those mineral stains. We have a rust stain over here. You know, those stains can be addressed with different types of acids, but you know, that's not in a typical wash. That's an upcharge. Nice. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. You know, any questions, I'm always here. Drop me a comment, and check out these other videos for more information on exterior cleaning and pressure washing. And until next time, I'll see you then.